As a kid, all I could think about was getting out and running around. Heard my teachers and my bosses making offers to tie me down. But the poets and the misfits, the lost and profound, we're talking like the world's a big old tangle of souls. So I set out for the shimmering distance, not dressed for the wind and rain, unaware that any blessing worth having comes with a burden of pain. And all the love and all the hurt, the sacred and profane, are bundled together in the bittersweet tangle of souls. The way wound through towns and tenements, through deserts and dirty streets. I struggle to hear a kindred heart in the chorus of concrete. But by happenstance I chanced upon the ones I needed to meet. Such a rare thread in this vast tangle of souls. Between the field of stars above nothing. As a kid, all I could think about was getting out and running around. Heard my teachers and my bosses making offers to tie me down. But the poets and the misfits, the lost and profound, we're talking like the world's a big old tangle of souls. So I set out for the shimmering distance, not dressed for the wind and rain, unaware that any blessing worth having comes with a burden of pain. And all the love and all the hurt, the sacred and profane, are bundled together in the bittersweet tangle of souls. Through towns and tenements, through deserts and dirty streets, I struggle to hear a kindred heart in the chorus of concrete. But by happenstance I chanced upon the ones I needed to meet. Such a rare thread in this vast tangle of souls. Stars above, between the field of stars and the fields of dead below. Taking a wayward shot at love, giving it all back when we go. I saw plenty people living with nothing, felt grateful for my shoes, for all the road took from me and all I've still got left to lose. Some nights I swear I hear this whole old world croaking the blues, howling the hurt of this tragic tangle of souls. It's a fleeting incarnation, it's a gift that you can't keep. Stardust with a will to live is all there is to me. Every atom's borrowed and every heart's a refuge. Some say this world's an accident, just a clockwork running down. Some talk like it's a tournament where the coolest gets the crown. Seems to me it's a pilgrimage and every step's hallowed ground. A walk through fire in a holy tangle of souls. My brain boggles at the distance that brought this song to you. All the bottlenecks and borders I put my body through. Hualien City to Haida, Katoomba to Kalamazoo. Wide-eyed wandering through this fathomless tangle of souls. Between the field of stars above and the fields of dead below, taking a wayward shot at love, giving it all back when we go, giving it all back when we go, giving it all back when we go. Hey friends, how's it going? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear us. All right. Oh, there's Beth Ann coming from Colorado.
Hey, Beth.
We have
It's
missed
been a
we have
time.
missed the Roadshow too, and we've missed all of you. I'm so glad we're back here to do this. We got two really special guests today. Joe Nolan coming from Edmonton, Alberta, and Scott Nolan coming from Winnipeg, Manitoba.
Yeah.
And it's so cool to see people calling in from all over the place, especially our friends down in Australia. We missed you. What's all this washing hands about? I
Still
suppose
a
it's
good
about
idea.
I suppose it's about hygiene.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Yeah, it's your first line of defense against germs.
All right, my dad can hear us. Hello, Carol. Wow. All right, so we were just in Halifax the other day, which is hard
The
to
other
believe.
day, it kind of
Yeah,
was.
because right now
Halifax,
we're in.
almost Wolfville.
Well, oh yeah. I was thinking of Truro. Sorry.
Oh yeah, Truro,
Yeah.
Truro, yeah.
Anyway, we were in Nova Scotia
We're doing
just
that
the
thing
other
where
day.
we're correcting each other. Okay, that'll be it. No more of that.
Which is hard to believe because we are now in Flintstone, Maryland. We crossed the Mason-Dixon line yesterday,
Crossing the
and we're
boots.
down south, and it's like 28 degrees here today. For our American friends, that is, I don't know,
Nice and warm.
quite warm.
T-shirt weather.
Yeah.
For our American friends.
And yeah, for our Canadian friends, the Mason-Dixon line is between the north and the south. And we're now in the south, and it's like so buggy. We can hear a bug chorus.
You probably can too. 'cause
Maybe you
we're
can.
Trying to keep a good sip on the cell powers
Yeah,
there.
let's let them
outside.
hear the bug chorus. You hear that? All right. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. We're gonna sing a song before we get to our special guests. But Truro, Nova Scotia. We were playing at our dear friends Shally and Steve's house. And Shally is somebody I used to share a house with when I lived in Taiwan way back in the day. And so she had a whole bunch of requests that were from way back. And of all of them, we were like kind of digging through the back catalog. And this one still seems like a song I might want to sing, you know. It's got all the themes, I guess, that I still seem to be writing about. So this is a song probably written, I'm going to say 22 years ago, and it's called My Grandma.
And y'all are our sound techs out there, so don't be shy. If something's sounding off, just put it in the comments.
Not only that, they are also our encyclopedia. Beth Ann informs us that 28 degrees is about 82 degrees Fahrenheit.
Thank you. There we go.
My grandma's from Alabama there. After the letter V comes W. And every time we play rummy, she says, "Child, I'm a-fixin' to whup ya." And she usually did. Going to the city school, I was embarrassed of my roots, yet I never had enough to pull off the chaps or cowboy boots. But the levels are all shifting now. It ain't about what's below and above you. Working in the oil camps up north, it was cold and boring, but the silences were big. Country boys and maritimers busted me up laughing, but man, they were pigs. Two roughnecks got drunk one night, met some girls in town. The road was iced and the truck went in the ditch when they came back around. But they hot-wired a bobcat and drove drunk 5 miles an hour back to the rig. Some of my friends are out planting trees, and other folks keep busy cutting them down. And we all have our sympathies. The world mocks expectations all around. But we can't carry old grudges, even if most of them are true. By the same measure that you judge, will it be measured against you? The levels are all shifting now. Love the lost until they're found. Back home it was beautiful and effortless in the company of old friends. We whiled away the weeks that way, got wilder on the weekends. But I split from all that English and I turned from brown to green, remembering the world outside of words and what they mean. The story's getting wider now. Let's take a look around here, not toward the end. Look back on the road. How is it that we've come this far? And how is it that we're so blessed to be exactly where we are? A big bug just flew into the screen right at All right.
Boy, I wish I would have found my glasses beforehand. This romper room, I see so-and-so.
Okay,
Rich
chimed in. He says it sounds good. Yeah, great to see you. Great to see you in person too in Ann Arbor. That was so cool. Look at the size of that thing.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Wow.
Whoa.
I'm glad we got a screen
like,
on.
Yeah, we could get.
No, don't touch it. Ah! Let the birds deal with that one.
Hey, Mick Sherlock.
Hey,
Thanks for tuning in, buddy.
Hey.
So cool to see you, man.
So great to see you.
Oh man, we had such a good time at Island Music Fest.
Sure
Was that
Thanks to Mick,
that was
maybe.
July, I guess. Yeah, probably no small thanks to Mick. Thank you. We're on our way down to Southern Illinois for the last festival of our season, and that is going to be number 11 of this season so far.
Festival-wise,
It's been a long season. There's the dates we got left just down at the bottom there. Louisville, Kentucky on Friday, and then Maconda, Illinois for a little grassy get down on the weekend. Then to Appleton, Wisconsin, and Fort Atkinson, Maple Plain, Minnesota, and on up to Winnipeg for a show at Ian Maddie's house.
I think Ian's here.
Yeah, he's here.
Yay.
He's here. And that'll be the last show of this tour. And then I'm going home to reconvene for a homecoming show with our two guests from today's guests. So we're super excited that they're able to join us for this online show from the road. Whoa, Lori Caldwell says, welcome to Maryland. Some parts are more south than others, for sure. Are you doing a show? No, we're not. We're just on our way out to Louisville from here. She says, I was born in Ontario, and my mom and I used to play rummy. And Simon Johnson asks, when will we see Pamela in Australia? And that will be at the end of February. We'll be landing there. Pamela's still not really sure she's going, but I'm pretty sure she's going.
Before we go somewhere else. And that airplane ride. Anyway.
All right. Ian says, yay, Winnipeg. And hey, Ian, thanks for connecting us with these two guys for a show. I'm going to bring them on. Please welcome Mr. Joe Nolan and Scott Nolan.
Yay!
I'll turn your mics on. Oh, man. Well, these two massive bugs, now there's two of them, and they are pissed.
We have got to stop being distracted. They're like a wasp, but they're like 4 inches long. It's very strange.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll look over here.
Are you guys going to be okay out there?
We don't
that's
know.
a little concerning, isn't it? Yeah.
It is.
Do you at least have are they coming in through the screen? Do you have any holes?
Sure
well, no, they're
just like head bombing.
They're just hanging out.
You want to fix that screen because in Manitoba the bugs can kill you.
Oh wow, we should.
Yeah, well, like this bug looks like it could kill.
We might try to turn the camera on it, but later. We're just getting distracted by this horror movie that's starting outside of our screen.
How are you, fellas?
So good. Great to see you guys.
Great to see you.
Yeah.
Joe, is that natural light that we're seeing there?
This is natural lights. Time is. I guess I'm in the earliest time zone here right now, aren't I?
Yeah,
6:13,
you're on a
Edmonton,
different part of the
Alberta.
planet than us. We're just like, we're over here and it's already dark.
Yeah, we're pitch black here. Yeah.
We can see the future over here, Joe.
Yeah.
I can tell you it's going to get dark. That's a hot tip from the future.
And the future has big bugs coming in. And
There's big bugs in the future.
Big bugs in the future.
Yeah. Once the light goes down. Yeesh.
Well, gents, this is a real pleasure to have you both on our show. These shows, we used to do them quite frequently. We got way too busy during the summer, and it's nice to be back to it. A cool thing about these shows is that these people all they know each other, you know? They start saying hello to one another and stuff. And I imagine some of your people are on here too. So yeah, it feels like a beautiful community. We started it, of course, during the weird times, but even now, it's nice to be able to do it and connect with people on the other side of the world, you know, including a bunch of folks down under who are tuning in. So I think we should probably get a song out of each of you, and then we'll chat a bit more. But why don't we start with a song from our hometown guitar hero, Mr. Joe Nolan? How's that sound?
Sure, yeah, I'd love to.
All right.
Playing a very different type of gig off the road, which is at the Edmonton airport. And this song's written sort of about that feeling, being on tour and having one of those special nights around a campfire at a festival or a show, and it always feels like you have to leave too early. But being at the airport is like Bizarro World. It's the opposite. Everybody else is leaving, and you're the only one staying. So, anyhow, this is called Half a Tear, Half a Grin. I have to leave, but I wanna stay. Closer it gets, feels further away. You don't owe me anything. Half a tear and half a grin. I hate the wait and I hate the game. I think it's my turn to play. I can't ever seem to win. Half a tear and a half a grin. Well, take good care of your sweetheart. Lights a fire in the dark. If I could leave just one thing, be a half a tear and a half a grin. As I'm leaving, as I go, I'm so scared of tomorrow. And if there is a God above, someday she'll bring me back to you, my love. Oh,
That was really
Oh, beauty,
Oh,
Joe.
thanks, you guys.
Wow, man.
Oh, thank
We
you.
had half a tear at that.
maybe a full one.
Oh, it's so nice to be here and see you guys too, man. It's been
Yeah,
a long time,
buddy.
so yeah.
Well, heck, I'm just looking forward to when it's all three of us hanging out in the flesh.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, well, we should have a song from Scott, then we'll come back to talk about it. These Lyndon Jacoby from down in Australia says
hey,
beautiful,
Lyndon.
Joe. Yeah. And Pamela's mom is applauding.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Mom.
All right. Can we have a song from you, Scott, and then we'll have a chat.
Sure.
Cool.
Wow, both those songs were beautiful. I'm home. It's election night in Manitoba. I suspect by the time the stream's done, I'll have some sort of indication of who our government will be, and I've been thinking about it. My guy is a New Democrat, and he's my local MLA, and he's a friend of mine. He's a songwriter friend, and so I got a sign out in my yard, which I don't normally get involved in politics, but this guy's I've worked with him in volunteer capacity, and watched him sing kind of his Woody Guthrie type songs with inner city kids that are rapping over them, and I've seen this guy roll up his sleeves and do the work. So it's exciting. It's an exciting day in our province, and my late grandfather, my family in Toronto, in Cabbagetown, my late grandfather was a campaign manager for Bill Dennison, a one-time Toronto mayor, and NDP leaders. So anyway, I'm going to start with a short poem called Election Day. It felt like someone had died. Something we were counting on had failed us. Who will have the answers now? Who will be our emergency contact? We know when the trucks stop moving, the roads are closed. But what about when the birds stop singing? When the sky looks like blue velvet and Mother Nature starts holding her breath? We're stepchildren of the technological age, creating this stare out the window kind of feeling, like an inmate crossing out the days. I'll use my hand to block out the sun so I can follow the crow. Exercise caution on Election Day.
Beautiful,
Yeah,
man. Wow.
I kind of feel like I'm in the van with you. So seeing you guys are in the future, have the weird times ended where you are?
No.
No, okay.
No.
Because I remember when you said back in the weird times, and I thought, oh my God, wait a second. Does that mean in Flintstone everything's
in a
normal?
few hours, everything's gonna roll out all right. just get to the polls, good people. Just get to the polls.
I guess I meant that when we were all stuck at home times, but yeah, we are in a country now called the United States of America, and yeah, the weird
And
times
I'm still
roll
stuck at
on.
home.
Our friend Donna says you wouldn't happen to be a Tom Waits fan.
Of course. His daughter painted my album cover, Kel Simone Waits. My record's called Montgomery Eldorado, and the cover is a portrait of my face, and his and Kathleen Brennan's eldest child, Kel Simone, painted that portrait.
Oh wow!
I'm a big fan of them as writers, but like the whole thing. I'm a big fan of the whole landscape of it all.
Yeah, man.
Quality human stuff going on over there. So yes, the long story answer. Yes, I'm a fan.
Well, in fact, no one's allowed on our Roadetta Roadshow unless they are fans of Tom Waits and Kathleen Brennan. So that answers that question for you. We'll sing you one, and then we'll come and have a little chat. I'm just gonna hopefully do this right. I apologize to anybody if there's technical issues. I'm juggling things here, but. Well, this is a brand new one. I've been writing a song a month for Patreon, which I may as well throw up the banner. Patreon.com/ScottCookSongs. I've been writing a song a month for over 2 years now because there's 26 songs on there. And it's been a really cool experiment. And it's like at least tripled my output, which is good. But this is this month's song, this past month's song, and yeah, and we just kind of learned it today. So yeah, hopefully we'll pull it off. It's called Frankie's Braids. I should count in, shouldn't I?
Oh, that's okay. I can
1,
jump in at some
2,
point.
3, 4. When I was in Forrington, Taiwan, it was such a strange situation. We got paid well in spite of our partying and our lack of qualifications, 'cause most anyone who could afford it would send their little boys and girls to English kindergartens to get a head start in the world. My last job was in Taipei City with a good boss I still thank. I had a funny little student with Coke bottle glasses, and his English name was Frank. He was younger than the other kids, and he just looked confused most of the time. And I know a teacher really shouldn't have a favorite, but Frankie was mine. Frankie used to squint up at the whiteboard as I was writing out the letters. They put a patch over his good eye so the other would learn to see better. And all the other boys like Power Rangers, Transformers, and King Kong. Frankie's favorite things were flowers and kitties and his mom. And every now and then we'd show the kids movies with a projector and a screen. And Frankie got scared whenever any kind of bad guy entered the screen. Even the hijacker penguins in Madagascar, a cartoon shark or a bear. He'd bawl like a baby till we took him out of there. And at nap time I'd sing, "Go to sleep, you little babies," and swap in one of their names on each pass. And Frankie would ask me to sing a verse for his mommy and his sister, going to sleep in the younger kids' class. Go to sleep, you little sister. After their nap, my Taiwanese colleague would come fix up the girl's hair. And Frankie would ask her to do his, she'd put a braid or a bow in there. Sometimes he'd show up with his nails done, 'cause his mom thought it was cute. And we knew it couldn't last, but we all thought so too. I knew next year they'd be in real school, where the bell clangs down the hall, where they rate the test scores from best to worst and post them on the wall, where boys and girls use different bathrooms and play in different games. And Frankie would learn like we all did not to be strange. See, I started grade school in Saskatchewan, then Kamloops, British Columbia. And I remember my dad told me how to fight in case I ever had to. And one time I fought James Hanna, and then I cried so hard I almost puked. I'd won the fight, but I sure didn't feel like Tom Cruise. And I didn't know anything about it then, but there's another school close by where they took kids from the reservation and where hundreds of them died. Pulling them from their families was the surest way to change them. They took away their words and cut off their braids to tame them. I remember Frankie dancing around the classroom, and the kids clapped and cheered as he spun by. It was Chinese opera, mando poppin' break dance moves, and I tried not to laugh too hard and make him shy. Go on, dance, little Frankie. And I guess I was hard on Frank sometimes, hoping to protect him somehow. I thought the big world would be merciless, and I wished he'd toughen up now. And one day I raised my voice at him when he was daydreaming again. And of course he cried, and I felt like a monster then. Well, kids have got their blind spots, and their teachers try to solve them. And it can be hard to tell if you're helping them or just being part of the problem. And the whole world gets blurry when you're learning to see with a different eye. It's a good thing 4-year-olds keep asking us why. And if I knew Frank's Chinese name, I'd put it in this song and hope it finds its way to him somehow. To say thanks for all you taught me, and I'm sorry if I did you wrong. Guess you're all grown up, I hope you're dancing now. Hope you're all grown up, and I hope you're dancing now.
Wowza.
Beautiful, man.
Beautiful, man. How
Beautiful,
good.
Thank
guys.
So good.
Gorgeous.
Thank you, friends. All right. I'm going to throw up this because somebody says fill that tip jar. And that is indeed where the tip jar is. I bet it was your mom.
Yeah.
Oh, here,
Get some income going.
Ruben Anderson says, love hearing that instrumental part come back in. So Ruben is one of my patrons on Patreon,
Ruben.
and he was like, you got to bring back the instrumental part.
There we go.
Well, see,
Yeah.
that's what
constructive community.
that's what Patreon's about. It's like
songwriters.
it's like the internet, but you know, with like the paywall keeps out the riffraff.
like me. I'm not on your Patreon. I'm so sorry. I was like, what? $5? Forget it.
Now you can join for as low as $1 a month.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyhow, that's the tip jar. We'll be spreading this around to these fellas as well, because we've all got some miles to do. We may as well talk about that right now. Joe and Scott are hooking up for a Nolan tour, and these are the dates: Friday, October 20th in Brandon. Then they're going on through Inglis, Erickson, Manitoba, Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Medicine Hat, Calgary, Red Deer, and to Sherwood Park, where we're finishing it out together in the round at Festival Place. That'll be my only proper Edmonton area show this year, and super glad to be sharing it with you guys. And is this a thing you've done before, this Nolan and Nolan tour?
First time.
We did one show.
We've done one show. Yeah, that's it. I think we've tossed the idea around through the years, but neither of us ever really made it happen. So we played one show this summer in Winnipeg at Ian Maddie's house, and it was so much fun. And Ian's really the guy that sort of sparked this tour to happen, I think. So
Well, he put the whole thing together in fact.
yeah. So
Sparked it, lit it, just kept feeding it with
Smoked
fuel.
It's a good story, you know. As a matter of fact, post-pandemic, you know, things opening back up, life was fine. I kind of handled the pandemic itself probably better than average. But when it ended was challenging. And Ian contacted me at some point, being a friend and a supporter of me all these years. And he asked me if there was a reason I wasn't working. And I told him, quite honestly, I don't know. I stuck. And he asked me if I wanted to do some shows, and then said, what if I booked you some shows and took you to them? Can you imagine?
Bless.
I mean, come on.
amazing.
That's really incredible. And so that's where it started. And then, yeah, it's really quite a lovely thing, you know. It's
Yeah.
because, I wasn't doing anything.
Well, he's got a sweet run lined up for you guys.
Yeah.
I hadn't even heard of. I love the show in English. We did that last fall at Roots at Rusty's.
That's a great one. Yeah.
Hadn't even heard of the show in Erickson.
English is a beautiful
Good
old
Street
theater.
Hall?
Yeah, Good Street Hall. What's that?
Yeah.
It's a really nice little theater.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't know there was a new place in Brandon, and and just like the premier rooms, really, like Calgary, the Ironwood. We played on our way out, and I love that room, and it had been so long since we played there. It's like it.
You know what it is people like the zippy thing. They think Starsky and Hutch, Laurel and Hardy. You know, that's what they like. These promoters, they like that
Nolan and Nolan.
Zippity-doo factor.
Yeah.
Nolan and Nolan. Yeah, you know what? I'll take it.
Yeah. We were
Every once
talking
in a
about
while,
the
they
Shaggy
confuse
DA
us
earlier.
anyway. So now we'll confuse them.
Yeah, exactly. We'll confuse them real good. Okay, well, Scott, you haven't been out this way in quite some time, right?
No, it's been a while.
It's been quite a while. Yeah. It's gonna be great.
Well, the Festival Place gig, I was really happy to get. because I haven't played on that stage, the theater stage there in Festival Place. I haven't played on since I'm going to say it was 1994 with my high school band Super Duper. We played the Battle of the Bands at Festival Place.
Another good name.
And I haven't been back on that stage since.
That's
The big return, man. You're coming back strong.
Yeah.
People are going to be going, holy shit, I can't believe that's the guy from Super Duper.
Can't believe that guy was in the band that like got last place back then. Yeah. All right. Well, let's throw it around for another round of songs here. Let's go back to you, Joe.
Sure. That's so funny, Scott, and surprising that since 1994, Super Duper. Well, you were speaking about your Patreon. I've also been experimenting with writing songs, trying to write every morning when I'm home, and lots of the times it's a poem a day, or I'll pick a random word, or I'll just do sort of free verse writing, and I've been using this guitar as a tool. I've been playing a lot and experimenting a lot in C and B standards, so the guitar's tuned about 4 steps down, and it's been really cool. And I've been putting up. What I'll do is I'll kind of write a new song and then record a little demo of it at home here, and put it up on Patreon as well. And so this is one of those songs. It's pretty fresh. I just finished reading this book called The Celestian Prophecy by James Redfield, and it had some really neat ideas that resonated with me, sort of all based around a higher state of consciousness and energy, and I think that's where this song came from. It's called Been Here Before. Let's see here. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm lost in the river, I'm swimming in the reverie. I'm drowning in the ocean of a childhood memory. When I walked in the garden where ancient flowers grew, it was written in scripture, I picked them for you. We orbit round obscurity. You are my quest of destiny. I see you on the shore, and something tells me we've been here before. Oh Father, I feel like a stranger in my skin. Was she really a virgin? Am I guilty of the sin? Your prodigal son is dancing on the water. He's a mere reflection of someone else's slaughter. Waltzing through space and time, once we were old and now sublime. I see you at the door, and something tells me we've been here before.
I'll let go of your hand and I'll fall from your grace. If love is immortal, I'll see you again. All that's happening has already been. Crashing into waves of doubt, if living's the only way out. Are you still unsure, or does something tell you that you've seen me before? I remember the night when the music pulled me under. It was a vision of you that woke me from my slumber.
Whoa. Wow, man. Love it.
Thank you.
I think we should start a band, the four of us.
Let's do it. Joe, I remember reading that book a long time ago. It was sort of one of the first things, and your song sort of brings to mind this sense, this ephemeral sense of, wow, maybe we really are all connected. Because I remember one of the main themes that struck me, I think it's probably in my early 20s at the time, was that everybody that you meet has something to teach you, and vice versa. And for whatever reason, that just really shifted my relationship to what a stranger is.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah.
And
Totally agree.
I like to be reminded of that. And there's a dreamlike quality to that song. It's beautiful.
Cool.
Our people are loving it too, Joe.
Whoop whoop Ironwood, nice.
All right.
I was trying to get a picture of this thing.
Oh, yeah.
It is a little
bugs.
alarming, but we do have
Yeah,
all
we're a
this,
little distracted by the
the
bug.
holes are sealed.
It's hard to take a picture of. We'll show you
I'll show you what I got.
Oh my gosh.
Okay,
Oh,
that's
that's
about 4
hilarious.
inches long. We think it might be an eastern cicada killer.
I mean, I wouldn't want to be a cicada and see that thing
It's
coming my way.
Maryland's largest
That's for
wasp.
sure.
So we're stuck in the van. Can somebody call for help?
So okay, we're gonna go to Scott for a song, but first I just want to show this thing. It's super cool. You got a new song coming out, hey Scott?
Yeah, right away. Yeah, it's on
This
Bandcamp.
Friday?
Yeah, it's on Bandcamp and YouTube, and I think it comes out. When does it come out? The 6th. Ian will chime in. I think it's October 6th, or maybe 9th.
Friday.
I'm gonna call October 6th this Friday. I'm gonna say that.
That sounds right.
Today's Tuesday,
That's
right?
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna play the
Ian,
people.
maybe if he's listening, he'll let us know. I could be wrong here.
Oh yeah, Ian's probably already.
It's
all right.
likely, in fact, it's likely that I'm wrong. But yes, I do. I do have a new song coming in.
All right. Well, I just want to play the people this little clip because it's so cool.
Drive right through ice and snow for sweet little Franny from the ebb and flow.
Oh, that was that was helpful.
There.
It even told us that it's Monday, October 9th.
See, I was wrong.
Well,
Yeah, but so it does.
Correct.
It is out on Bandcamp though. So you're right. Bandcamp Friday, where the proceeds go to the artists there fully. It will be available to them before the other big streamers.
Hip hip hooray for
good on
In
you,
fact,
Bandcamp.
man.
it's
Yeah.
available now there, but if you choose to go on Friday, then they don't take the commission at Bandcamp.
Yeah. That's a wonderful
Yeah.
thing that they do.
I imagine many of our audience are already aware of this, but in case anyone isn't, yeah, we don't get paid from streaming. Or we do get paid, but infinitesimally so. And Bandcamp is like a rare exception to that rule. It's a site that's really feels artist-centered and feels like they got our back. Well, let's have a. Oh, here we go. Ian has chimed in with all the news.
Go.
Oh, sweet. Yeah,
You're a hero, Ian.
Thanks, Ian.
You're already doing a better job on this stream than I am, Ian.
Making things go around.
All right. Well, let's have another song from Scott here. We'll duck ourselves out.
Toward the end of his life, Guy Clark used to invite young songwriters to his place to write songs with him. And a number of my friends had this great privilege. And anyway, my friend Jada Dreyer in Tennessee, her story was my favorite. But from almost anybody I know that's participated in this ritual, you get together with Guy Clark in his basement. He's got a little writing desk next to an area where he builds guitars, a little workshop space. And so when Jada went down there, he rolled up these big, long joints, marijuana cigarettes, and he threw one across the table to her and said, "This one's yours." And she wasn't a pot smoker, but being in Guy Clark's company, she thought, geez, I guess I better just take the bullet here on this one. And anyway, so she told me this incredible story that happened after they got super, super stoned on weed together. And Guy went to excuse himself and go to the bathroom and collapsed. Anyway, I thought, oh my God, this is a great, great story. We got to make it into a song. It's called One Little Spark. It started with a one little spark. I thought I might have killed Guy Clark. If I was scared as hell, you could hardly tell. I walked out of that workshop, had Mama pick me up. Smart enough to realize I was too stoned to drive. Too stoned to drive. He said, I think I'll lie right here, will these four walls disappear? If this is my last stand, you'd better go and get Suzanne. His head on my guitar case, far away look on his face. I'm thinking that if this is the end, I'll never go back to Texas again. Texas again. So help me to bed, won't you, dog? And shut out the lights. I give you a call. I'm light up the smoke, try to sleep this off. Nothing gained is nothing lost. Never mind that we didn't get a song. I was happy to just tag along. Maybe it was just as well you gave me this story to tell. It started with a one little spark. I thought I might have killed Guy Clark. I'm thinking that if this is the end, I never go back to Texas again. To Texas again. So put me to bed, won't you, dog? You shut out the light, I give you a call. I'm light up the smoke, just try to sleep this off. Nothing gained, it's nothing lost. So put me to bed, won't you, dog? And shut out the light, I give you a call. Light up the smoke, I'm just trying to sleep this off. Nothing gained, it's nothing lost. It started with a one little spark.
Wow.
Beauty, man.
Hey, I can hear the crickets again.
They've all gathered around the screen to hear this beautiful music. Holy smokes. That is just so filled with imagery and potency. I love how comforting it is as a contrast to how totally anxious I would be if that happened to me.
You know, it's funny.
I love
John
it. It's
Ward
a lullaby.
John Ward Hannon's another terrific songwriter that had the opportunity to go do this, and he told me, he's like, I'm not a pot smoker at all. And shit, guy threw me this big joint, and he said, I'll tell you what, Scott, it was the worst experience of my life. I stared at the clock, and I silently prayed for it to end.
Oh, wow.
You know?
Heart beating.
It's like, well, I mean,
me.
it's interesting, you know. It's interesting. It's like, yeah.
Oh, it's gorgeous. Did you see the documentary, The Heart-Worn Highways? Is that what that's called?
Yeah.
Did you watch
No,
that?
I haven't.
I haven't seen that, no.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, of course. I've seen Heart-Worn Highways, but not the Guy Clark one, the Without Getting Killed or Caught. I have not seen that one. I'd like to.
Yeah, it's good. Ah, beautiful, beautiful. Joe and Scott. Wow, what a pleasure.
There's some Calgary love. Laura Jean. Yeah, go see these fellas
Hey,
at the
Laura.
Ironwood.
Yeah, if you can get
Yeah,
there.
they'll be there soon. My dad says Eastern cicada killer wasp with a male's energetic hovering can be intimidating. Okay.
Okay, all right. It's just like a bluff, I guess. Okay.
This will be the
They usually
screenshot
just
that the news use when they find the bodies. Their dad had just hit them and said, don't worry, it's all right.
Yeah.
All right. Some more folks loving that song.
Yeah.
Yeah, from Australia and Colorado. Oh, man. Yeah. Oh, Laura Jean says she's planning on going to your show. There's Sarah Hammer. There's some more Calgary
Oh,
love.
hey, Sarah.
Yeah. All right. I'll throw up that graphic once again with these gentlemen's dates. There they
this
are.
is gonna
Brandon
be
Inglis, Erickson,
good.
Saskatoon, Medicine Hat, Calgary, Red Deer. They are coming for you. And then Sunday, October 29th, we're going to be all together in Sherwood Park. So
Sweet.
really looking forward to doing that. That's going to be a blast.
You know, like just a year or so ago, my mom told me that this auntie bird of mine, it was an auntie of my mom's, tried to convince her to name me Nolan.
Nolan.
When she told me, I was devastated. I thought, oh my God, are you kidding? You didn't? I would have been like, I would have had a whole different life, you know?
That's a superstar name.
I would have been, you know, like, you know, how could you miss with the name Nolan?
Yeah.
Part of me
Queued
died
right up
inside
for
when
it.
she told me. She's like, nah, I thought it was too weird. And then she said, well, then I had you, and like, it was too late to change it. This tour is my consolation.
Hilarious.
We got Peter Nolan on here too.
Yeah.
I don't know if you.
Oh,
if
hey,
you
Dad.
Noticed? Yeah, your dad's on there, Joe. Yeah, he said he reckons
Peter.
Kafka's
Captain's
visiting.
visiting.
All right, we'll let you guys go here, but thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to throw up the tip jar link once again. We've all got travels to do. We're headed home, and you guys are headed around the prairies. So if anyone is in a position to turn money into love via the tip jar, just head over there and do that. We'll spread it around. When do you go out, Joe?
I think I fly out on the 18th of October.
Okay, and then Scott's just
And
going to
then
drive you back home, or what?
Well, no, Ian Maddie's an angel. I'm gonna fly to Winnipeg, and we'll all drive. Us three will drive out to Alberta together, and I think
Amazing.
you two will head back to Winnipeg afterwards. Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
Yeah, wonderful.
Wow. Well, we haven't even met Ian Maddie, but we're going to
Looking
meet
forward
him
to it.
at the last stop
Yeah.
of this tour on the 15th.
That's right,
We're
yeah.
playing their house.
Couple tickets left. Maybe
Yeah,
4 tickets
I think
left.
there are maybe 4 tickets left for that Winnipeg show.
Oh, you'll love it. It'll be a great way
He's-
to end a run.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It seems like the
He
perfect,
does it all.
the perfect way.
Yeah.
If y'all want to stay on the stream, you're welcome to, or leave after we close off. We can have a little
Yeah, we
chit-chat
can hang
too,
out
or
after.
if you need to get going.
Yeah. If you need to go, go ahead. But if you want to hang for the after party, we'll see you momentarily after we sing these
We'll
people
hang out in the green room
one more
there.
song here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
Thank
so much.
you guys
fellas.
so much.
Thank you,
Really
guys.
appreciate it.
Wow.
Thank you.
Be safe out there.
Yeah.
Will do. We're just gonna stay in here. All
My Thai
right.
noodles are out there.
Whoops. There we go. Adios. Okay. Well, friends, we'll sing you one last song. We should also say, after I get home and play the show with Scott and Joe on the 29th, I'm going to be going out to Cumberland, British Columbia, for a thing called Wood Stove Festival. And that's going to be great. If you're on Vancouver Island, come up for that, November 3rd to 5th. And Pamela's also doing a thing back in Edmonton.
Yeah. Hi, Lorna. Thanks for the prompt on this. I'm taking a little bit of a spell away from social media and such, just to process some things. Lost my grandma a couple of days ago, Mae Johnson. If you've been to a show, I've played her song. So when we head back on the Tuesday after our show in Winnipeg, we'll be going to her memorial. So much love for that dear lady. She was 99. And also, I'm working on a couple of songs to present to a really special gathering of people who've been bereaved by suicide. And it's called An Evening to Remember. That'll be in Edmonton on November 3rd. So, music is medicine.
That's November 3rd, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right. Evening to Remember, November 3rd. Well, we'll send you out with one more song. This one's been coming up at the last few shows because it's a song about our hero and New York State's Attorney General Letitia James. She's back in the news lately, as you may know. Friends, the TV news gives me the blues with the stories they run about the crooked, faking assholes taking up all the oxygen. They got ads to sell us, so they don't tell us how to change the status quo or inform the masses about true badasses and folk heroes. Now some good people insist that you can't resist the machine and its will. So many tried and failed, one even got nailed to a cross on a hill. And some other folks say that they'll let you play, but they'll never let you win. 'Cause you must be deranged if you dream of changing the system from within. No denying it's a long run, and There's a million one ways to ruin it, but if you say it can't be done, just stay out the way of the ones doing it, who paid their dues, study the rules, to beat them at their own games. Like the Queen Bee, New York AG, the fearless Letitia James. Ain't it sweet to see the powers that be go down in flames? They're so unnerved when they get served. Get 'em, Letitia James. Born and bred in Brooklyn, she grew up looking at the world from that view. And her family was tested when her brother was arrested for something that he didn't do. When they went to the courtroom to support him, Tish was a teenager. She saw everyone in there except the defendants. None of them looked like her. And her vow that day to fight for education took her such a long way to her vocation in litigation. From public defender to attorney general, kicking ass and taking names. From food stamps to the people's champ, the mighty Letitia James. Ain't it sweet to see the powers that be go down in flames? They're so unnerved when they get served. Get 'em, Letitia James. Freshly educated at Howard University, Tish went to work for the Legal Aid Society, defended folks who didn't have the dollars, set up a coalition for young black scholars, and it was righteous work, but she was just getting started. Won a seat on city council for the Working Families Party, found irregularities in corporate contracts, fixed payroll, and took $600 million back, fought corruption in the NYPD, sued the cops for roughing people up at Occupy Wall Street, fought against developers to keep folks in their homes, knowing poor people can't fight them alone, and next she got elected public advocate, elevated the position by the respect she had for it, heard complaints to try to make things fair, sued the city over foster care. Then in 2019 she was elected AG, and everyone who stood behind her could see that same as ever, she'd be the people's defender, fighting the sharks and the predatory lenders. Even when she was outgunned she fought anyway, sniffed out fraud and filed suit against the NRA, never afraid of the powerful so-and-sos like Mayor Bloomberg or Governor Cuomo, working under people she was way smarter than, dealing out justice that was nonpartisan. I mean, Cuomo was a Democrat, but he was also a creep, and Tish wouldn't have that. She opened an inquiry into the harassment allegations, another into undercounted deaths of nursing home patients. She kept it all in her sights and just kept on picking the right fights to break up big tech, to keep the net neutral, file antitrust against Facebook and Google, sued corporations for fraud and fixing prices, fined J&J $200 million for the opioid crisis, fought for tenants and children, fought for the disrespected and forgotten. She said I won't be found up in an ivory tower, I'll be here on the ground, speaking truth to power, feeling people's pain, doing the job relatably and never be removed from those who elevated me. Some believe in profit over people, but the Constitution counts us equal when dignity is under attack. On my watch, we're gonna take that power back. And you can see how rich folks could get used to getting their way, and the wealth, the trickery, and the way the game gets played. Like when it serves them, why not inflate their assets, but then undervalue them when they're paying taxes? After a while, they could get to thinking they're above the law, but swaggering's a fatal flaw. Like one such chump, he had a long slump, but he kept living large. His name is best forgotten, cause that big fish is rotten and might get caught. Attorney General James is coming in hot with some advice for the crooked shysters who ain't what they claim. Tempting fate, New York State, get 'em, Letitia James. Ain't it sweet to see the powers that be go down in flames? They're so unnerved when they get served. Get 'em, Letitia James. Oh, get 'em, Letitia James. Go on now, get 'em, Letitia James.
Get 'em.
Get 'em, Tish. All right. Thank you, friends. Indeed,
Yeah.
may her work succeed. All right, we're going to just play a little, we're going to roll a clip here and we're going to roll out. But thank you again for joining us, and it's
everyone.
always a pleasure to see you. We will hopefully be on the first Tuesday in November. We'll see. We'll try and do something on the first Tuesday in November. We'll let you know.
Maybe.
We'll let you know. Oh, there we go. Mwah!
As a kid, all I could think about was getting out and running around. Heard my teachers and my bosses making offers to tie me down. But the poets and the misfits, the lost and profound, we're talking like the world's a big old tangle of souls. So I set out for the shimmering distance, not dressed for the wind and rain, unaware that any blessing worth having comes with a burden of pain. And all the love and all the hurt, the sacred and profane, are bundled together in the bittersweet tangle of through deserts and dirty streets. I struggle to hear a kindred heart in the chorus of concrete, but by happenstance I chanced upon